Overall, we had a good day today. Overall, the market went up 2.21%, and as a whole, we went up 3.75%. Although after hours has dropped a little bit, but about $1,700 that we made today. Um, Notice some specific trends today that we want to talk about. So before we get to those, we'll talk about the macro trends. So as we noticed since February, we had our diving shark teeth. So I call it. So it went down 1,000, up 1,000, down 2,000, up 2,000, down 3,000, up 2,000, down 3,000, and it went down, down. We finally hit the bottom, and it just really was flat. And it really no matter what happened, you could have great news, optimistic news, it wouldn't move. Terrible news, it wouldn't move. It was all baked in. It was kind of have a dysfunctional relationship with your girlfriend. So it really doesn't matter. She could be totally normal with you, but you're really not expecting that to last. And if she does something crazy, well, that's not all that surprising either. So you just kind of get numb. And so that's kind of what we saw with the market as a whole. So let's talk about some of the movers today. Overall, we look at Signet, gained about 9%. It was up over 10 for most of the day. This is basically mall-based jewelry stores. So if we look at 3 months ago, there's your shark teeth, and it wanted to go up. It was flat. Still, a little bit some optimism, but people weren't spending money when they were losing their jobs, and there's a ton of uncertainty. And so it just wants to go up. It gets muted down, but we start to see this break out of that pattern, and it starts to go up. So people are finally looking to buy the ring for the girl they're engaged to, or the anniversary, or the things that they're going to buy it from. So this one definitely went up, and it shows an optimistic sense that demand is about to increase pretty nicely. GNC, this is our flyer, bought it at 50 cents. So this one had its shark teeth, and then there was a serious concern whether it was even going to stay in business, so it dropped like a hammer. And here's your numb girlfriend, a little bit of optimism, went back down, and we bought it at about 50 cents a share. It's now at about 82, so we've gained about $500 off our $700 investment. So pretty nice. I still think it's going to be a target of a murder. It's not going to be a target of a murder. That'd be bad. Target of a merger and acquisition. They basically negotiated an extension with some of their creditors to put off their payment for a month, and that just screams merger acquisition. So we'll see what happens. If that happens, you'll see the stock go up. And I still think it's going to be an online company like Amazon, or, I mean, who knows? It could be Overstock.com. It could be anything. So we'll take a look. But they have a big brand, and it's all brick and mortar. So as businesses open, you're going to see this go up, and that's why you see this jumping. All right, Norwegian Cruise Line, same thing. Shark teeth, they thought it was going to be a short recovery, and then you start to see it more muted, and it went from $10.34 per share, kind of at the bottom, about $10 a share, and it's all the way up at 18. And you start to see these big jumps here, here, and here. I still think it's going to be a longer road to hoe until there's some clarity on the virus, because you don't want to be in a floating petri dish, basically. But there's massive optimism. You have tons of baby boomers with lots of money to spend, and they usually go on 1 or 2 cruises a year. So I think it's pretty bulletproof, but it's just a matter of kind of when things are going to even out, and maybe you might even have some consolidation within the industry with somebody buying out somebody else. Royal Caribbean basically follows the same pattern, a little bit sharper though. And you see this big jump right here as people start to really feel like things are over. And this one went up 10% today as well. All right, Cinemark, they do movie theaters kind of in the Midwest area. So shark teeth, thought it was going to be a short V-shaped recovery, and then there's this meandering, although it goes up a little bit. It went from $11.87 a share, kind of right here where it hit its pessimism, to $17.20 a share. And overall for the day, it's up 11%. For the week, it's 14, and for the month, it's 23. So these are people thinking that the movie theaters are going to be back in business. And what you got to understand is there's a lot of movies that are sitting here waiting to go into theaters that were supposed to be released but have not been. I think Fast and the Furious had one of them, but There's going to be movies out there that they can put in there, and with competition from Netflix and other outlets like that, then it's going to be interesting to see what they do. So, but there's a lot of optimism on this one, especially this one that went up 12% for the day. Spirit Airlines, I hate them, but the stock's actually doing pretty good. We have our shark teeth down. Thought it was going to be a quick V-shaped recovery, and you start to see it more muted. It hit this bottom little valley right here at about 8.30 a share, and it's sitting at 14. So for the month, it's up 5%. For the week, it's up 43%. And look at this, it's totally flat. There's your dysfunctional relationship with your girlfriend. Jump, went back down, jump up again. So this one I might look at. It's going to pain me to buy it. I don't want anything to do with Spirit, but that stock, they're the lowest price airline. When people start to buy, if they're going to be super price conscious, this is the airline they're going to buy. So I'm going to keep an eye on this one looking forward. With my, literally not happy about it, but we'll see. Noble Midstream, one of two that I kind of wish I would have gotten into. If you look back here, it has a hold rating on here. Straight hold, 100% hold. And I thought about buying them in April, but never actually pulled the trigger on it. Absolutely precipitous fall. This one took one of the biggest falls of anybody. No V-shaped recovery, fell again, and then just meandered for a while. It's slowly gotten a little bit more. It went down from $3 a share, and it's sitting at 10. So it's like tripled what it did. And if you look back here at 250, it's quadrupled what it's done before. So for the month, it's up 52%. For the week, it's up 20%. And for the day, it's up 15%. So I'm going to keep an eye on this one as well. I still think there's room on this one. If you look at our upside, where is Noblex? Noblex. Well, it's at 2. It's at 2 on the upside. So not a big amount, but I'm still going to keep an eye on it. Maybe if it takes a hit one day, we'll try to buy it on a dip. Soho, this is the one that I wish I bought. There's something about it. I can't put my hand on it, but I just had a really good feeling about this one. And of course, in March, I went to go buy it, but then canceled it. So this one, precipitous drop, but you see these sharp little upticks. People believe in this one, even though there's no buy rating, one way or the other. There's nothing. There's no buy rating at all. You start to see it meander, hit the valley that everybody hit. This was about 2 weeks ago. This is the bottom of the market. If you want to see a visual of what the bottom of the market looks like, this is a river valley. This is the canyon of the market. So it got down to about 160, and then as states reopened, it jammed up, and now it's at 168. So one of the things you want to keep in mind is what happened is they didn't know when things were going to open. Then you saw Georgia open up, and Florida open up, and Colorado open up, and Texas open up, and they thought, oh my gosh, is it going to get worse? But the numbers actually went down. So it spurred jealousy in all the neighboring states, and then it gave those governors the political cover to open up their states. And then as that happens, there's more optimism that demand is going to be restored back to its equilibrium. And this is what the market does when it sees that. It just jams up. So Southerly Hotels, I still am looking at them. So if we are looking at Soho, it's at 225, but there's no rating. I still love it. I might just buy it just to get, just to say that I own it. I just like this stock. So let's mark this up. All right, perfect. All right. And let's see, Sasol, they do gas and water development. So they do liquid fuels, chemicals, low carbon electricity. Boom, boom, boom. So anyway, so this relates to the oil market. It's a tangential stock for the oil market. Absolutely cratered. Didn't have its big bump. Went down even further, and it's a slow upward, but not much. Hit its bottom at around 141, and it's sitting at 5. So it's tripled, basically. Tripled. It's like quadrupled. So this one's pretty good. This one is one that we own. I want to say we own it. Do we own it? No, we don't. Oh, I used to own it. So this is the one that I had right here. I bought it at 195, sold it 208, and of course, it's sitting here at 514. But if we look at it, it wants to go up, wants to go up. For the month, it's up 20%. For the week, it's up 8, which means it basically hit that canyon right here. And for the day, it's up 11%. So Sasol, we are looking at an upside of 2.88. So 30% buy. We'll take a look at that one as well. All right. Dave & Buster's, it's one where I just thought, okay, well, this one's going to take longer because you have people inside, central ventilation, lots of people touching things, being real close. That's kind of their model. It's going to take forever. So I had this, I sold it. I just figured it'd take long. Here's your shark tooth. Take too long to come back. You have your shark tooth on the way down. Thought it'd be a quick V-shaped recovery, and we start to see this muted response. Hits the little canyon right here. Although it's an upsized canyon. Got down to 8.95. Now it's at 15. It's up 16% for the month, 38% for the week. I mean, you can see, and as the states reopen, we start to see a climb. And for the day, 19%. So, you know what? You can't have every stock. You know, we have ones that we really like a little bit better, but this one obviously is outperformed what I thought they were going to do in the time period. But we'll see what happens. It's a long race. And then Helix Energy. Oh, and we're going to look at another one here. We have, do we look at this one? We'll do Velocity as well. So Helix Energy, same thing. Crater down. All the oil ones didn't have a big bounce up. When things got shut down, they said demand's going to go down, and so it's just been very muted. They hit their little canyon right here at about $1 a share, and it's sitting at 340, 350. So 3.5 times an increase on that. So the good news is for Helix, do we have Helix? Oh, I thought we had Helix. Oh, well. So a good stock to own. If we look at for the month, it's up 108%. Jeez. And we start to see the little mini canyon it had right here that everybody else shares. And as demand goes up and people are going back to work, oil demand goes up and we start to see that go there. So for the week, it's up 31%. And for the day, it's up 10 with some nice after hours numbers that we see right there. So same pattern that we saw before. Velocity Financial, they do mortgage refinances. Shark Tooth, thought it was going to be a quick recovery. Turned out not to be. Went down, but it's a well-run company, guys. I've looked at them. I've listened to how they operate and the strategies they use. This is a very well-run company. Went up. And then you had the big shutdown. All the states started shutting down. And then I think they started realizing, oh my gosh, how are we going to do refis when, how do you even manage that when, somebody shows you a paycheck, but you don't even know if they're going to be employed in a month from now. And so that's when you see this crater down to about $250 a share. And you start to see the pessimism, just like how are you going to do mortgages 30-year mortgages when you're in this situation. So it went down to here and got down. This is the mini valley, the mini canyon right here. And then you start to see it jump up, but still muted a little bit. Still doing pretty good, but muted. It's up 5% for the month, 16% for the week. And you see these big jumps. And then for the day, it went up 10% just right there. So overall, let's take a look at our chart. The upside, still the same cast of characters. Yuko, IVR, Azul, MFA. We have Velocity Financial on our list, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But the current price is $375. Our limit order is $270, but the stock's gone up. So odds are this is never going to get filled. We'll have to do something different. We just did 2. Redwood Trust we own, and goes down the line. So over and under, we want to keep this number as low as possible for what we buy. So Yuko is still under, which it'll be for a little bit, but it's coming around. Let's see here. Azul, which we just bought, that's really good. And then the numbers get really big because our stocks are performing really well. And then American, which will be coming out pretty soon. So, and then Viking Therapeutics is another one. So who knows? That might be another one we buy. So with that being said, our current holdings, we executed 3 of those limit buys. So those are done. American is $3 away basically from selling that one, which is good because we want to get rid of that one. Overall, we're sitting here, we've invested about 42,000. We're at about 59,000 as a total value of our current portfolio. We're up 17,000, which is a 40% gain. Overall, from everything we've ever bought, we're up 77%. And from our deposits, which is basically our 20% gain, or 20,000 gain divided by the total deposits, we're up 80% so far. So biggest winner as far as amount right here is Eldorado Resorts, our casino sector, which is the big, I think that's going to be the big performer, especially with a lot of casinos reopening. And then from there, Every, which is the casino ATM company and card transaction company, and then PVAC, which is our oil company. As far as overall percentage winners, we have Crestwood Equity, which is our REIT, Braemar Resorts, which is the casinos. Let's see, who's next? PVAC, which is again the oil company. Eldorado Resorts at 100, so there's our 100 club. We could give an honorary mention of Redwood Trust, which is another REIT. So that's over 100. And then I would say the next one coming up would be Signet, and GNC, believe it or not, are probably going to be up there. So the only ones in the red are American, which is the first one we bought in the beginning in March. And then UCO is just such, I mean, it's going to make a ton of money. So again, just when this goes up to a point where, let's say it's up, the cost basis is 390. Say it goes up to 200, we're going to make 55 grand off that alone. When it gets to 300, we're going to make almost 100 grand off that. So we are going to be in a great spot. All right, so with that being said, look at our projections. We're sitting at, projecting out at 250 for a 600% increase. A limit order adding another 4,000 for about 256,000. So overall doing pretty good. All right, with that being said, let's look at our stock indices, and we'll go Dow Futures CNN. All right, so overall, this one was almost dead even before. This one has been moving up. It was red and green across the board. It looked like Christmas, so this one's bumping up. I'm guessing since it's early, this number's never very high, but as we go through the evening and the night, it always kind of flashes out. So we're going to take a look at this later tonight and see where things are at. But my guess is you're going to see this jump up again. We just broke 25,000 today for the first time since early March. It's a nice little psychological breakthrough we went through. And then we'll take a look at CNN because they had some nice stuff here. The recovery is underway. How strong is it? They know it, guys. They're telling you the same thing I am. We're not at the bottom anymore. We're going up. The question is it going up like this? Is it going up like this? Or is it going up like this? So get your horses in the race. Put them in the slots ready to go. You need to get your stocks bought. And if you're not, I don't know why you're here. But if you do, get ready. Get your cost basis down. Again, our main KPI that we're looking at, key performance indicator, is not this or this or this. It's this. We want to get this number as low as possible so that when the stock goes up, it basically leverages all these numbers. And that's been our main focus. So stocks that are affected by Corona, yeah, we're never on this list. So yeah, overall things are going in the right direction. We're looking at tomorrow. Tomorrow should be a nice another day. If it goes down, so be it. Maybe we'll get that velocity limit buy. Maybe we'll get this one to trigger. If it goes up, maybe we'll get American, but that's a lot to ask in one day. So I don't think that one's going to fly. If we did anything today, I would probably look at either, I don't want to say Spirit Airlines because I hate them, but maybe that one, maybe Sassel, Dave & Buster's. Yeah, maybe Dave & Buster's. We've looked at that. I'll put another mark on that. And then obviously, even though it's down there, I have a soft spot in my heart for Southerly Hotels. Maybe you're going to see something where you see the demand actually bounce back farther than it was normally, where people before would go there every so often, but now it's so pent up and the rubber band's so been pulled back that you're going to see it launch even further. So, in fact, I'm going to mark this green, and we'll see what we want to do. So, goals in the next week. We never talk about goals for the next week. Get this sucker sold. I want to reallocate that money. And at some point, we'll get this under. We got this. It's come close to being 20%. We want to get this under 20% right here. And we'll go from there. So overall, things are good. If I have to clear some money, maybe Azul. We'll see. Because that's kind of the easiest one to sell and not really take much of a hit. Or we just might bring some money from outside. That's probably more likely. Bring some money outside and just pad things up. But I'm not bringing out any money from outside until something just jumps off the table. And when it does, I'm going to throw money at it. It's as simple as that. So with that being said, we'll see you tomorrow. To get more information on the sales cheat code, go ahead and click on the subscribe button below. Also, down below in the video description, down there, there's a link that takes you to our website. It gives you additional content, some additional freebies that we have, and gives you information on some programs that we have that have been proven to help people to make sales easy so that you can make the kind of money you want, live the lifestyle that you've always wanted, and not have to struggle in the process. And what might be the coolest thing of all is you don't have to put much effort into it. It truly is a cheat code that most people don't know about. And it's a cheat code that can change your life today. So click on the link below and let me help you start to experience these results starting right now.